We live in a world where coming out and saying what you believe can make you lose your job, be socially kicked out of society, online, in the metaverse, and elsewhere. Are you willing to stand up for what you believe in? If it means you'll lose everything. Let's get into it on the Derek O'Shea Show. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show, where we discuss culture, news, politics, and more. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to tell your friends and family about the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. It means so much to me. It honestly does. If you want to support my show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. Buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show, all one word. Links are always in my bio. Also, if you want a freaking mug with my face on it, go for it. I just had a few people buy it, and I appreciate you guys so much. It supports my show. It's your way of saying I appreciate what you're doing, and it means a lot to me that you say that. Are you willing to stand up for what you believe in today's culture? It seems like more and more and more, maybe with just the internet involved as well, that standing up for what you believe in means more in today's society than ever. Because you can lose your job, you can get canceled. I know people mock that idea of being canceled. Even I do sometimes. I'm just so tired of talking about cancel culture. Just like, if I hear that word one more time, I'm going to punch myself in the face. But standing up for what you believe in can get you shunned in society. Where we live in a society where going to your job with a Black Lives Matter mask, or support trans rights or LGBTQ, and I'm not like saying these things are stupid to be supporting, because we live in a free country and you can support whatever the freak you want. But when those masks are okay, but you come in with like a Trump 24 mask, or I don't know, Pro 2A mask or something like that, people are triggered and people want you to lose your life, your job, the means you make money, and be kicked out of social media sphere. I know people mock that, like, it's just private companies. Let's just be honest. Social media is more than just a company. It's more than just a platform. This is how people communicate today's world. It's our text message. It's our phone conversations. People don't call each other on the phone. They communicate through social media apps. Well, maybe you're like me sometimes. Maybe you can get nervous to stand up for what you believe in. And I'm not saying I stand up for what I believe in online. I'm talking about like at work, in front of your friends, in front of people you don't know as well, at the grocery store. Maybe you watch somebody say something to another person on a subway or the L in Chicago, and you don't stand up for them. You don't stand up for what's right. And here's a prominent picture of what's going on in a cancellation, a getting rid of somebody because of what they believe in, despite the beautiful art they gave to society. J.K. Rowling will not be featured in the Harry Potter 20th anniversary special after her, quote-unquote, according to Daily Mail, controversial tweets about transgender people. She's an old-school feminist. She believes in gender, sexuality, and sex. She talks a lot about menstrual cycles and stuff like that. But she was canceled over things like the author had faced controversy after it was revealed that the main villain in her mystery novel was a man in a dress. They also said J.K. Rowling has embroiled in controversy over the past few years because she's been tweeting about biological sex. Here's one tweet. If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. Interesting. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many meaningfully discuss their lives. This isn't hate speech. This is the truth. Controversy. This woman, I want you to put yourself in her shoes. She stays up late. She goes to bars. She creates something from nothing. She's an artist. She created a whole sphere, a whole reality for many people in some ways to escape from the pressures of our world, to escape from the horrors of our world, and engage in a story that's life-changing for many people. And it's just a good kids book. It encourages kids to read. As always, I say to my listeners, you need to take the art away from the... You have to separate the art from the artist. I just grew up hearing too much about like, yeah, that art's pretty, or yeah, I like that picture, or yeah, I like that movie. But did you hear what Alex Baldwin's political views are? I could freaking care less. If I like the movie, I'm going to like the movie. You have to separate the art from the artist. Because I don't know if you know many artists, but they're usually pretty tortured souls to begin with. That's what art usually is created. The best art isn't always created in the best of times. It's usually created in the darkest of times. Because in the darkest of time, it takes an artist to see the beauty or to make you think critically about an issue more than just what their political views are. J.K. Rowling created something from nothing, created a world in which is the most read author ever. There is an entire world at Universal Studios due to her mind, due to her brilliance. But yet, at the 20th anniversary for HBO, she's not allowed to attend. Thanks for everything you did, but you're talking about sex right now, and we don't agree with that. And everyone in the cast thinks that you should be banned because you're so dangerous. I don't understand. How is it okay for these actors and HBO and stuff like that to come out and say, well, this is what we believe in, so why are you allowed to say what you believe in, but she's not? And the problem I have with the people that say this is what we believe, these people don't actually believe in anything. They believe whatever they're told, you know? Oh, is this reality? Is this truth? Because 10 years ago, I would have totally agreed with J.K. Rowling, but now I don't because I'm not supposed to think this way now. These actors, in many circumstances, HBO, especially corporations, tell me what to think. Tell me how to believe. I want to believe and stand for something, but I just don't know what to believe in. And in 5 years, what I believe today might change, and that's okay for me, but it's not okay for you. If you stay to what you believe from the get-go, like you actually believed it, and maybe you have ideas and reasons why you believe the things you believe, you're not allowed to believe that anymore because we've moved on, okay? That's old school mentality. This whole feminist movement, it's not about feminism anymore, okay? I know we are going to say that when election time comes and we can talk about women's rights and women's power and stuff like that. But if you say anything like about sex and gender, you gotta stop. We've moved on from that. We're on to new things. We don't actually know what we'll believe in 5 years because we're always progressing. We're always coming up with new ideas. And our foundation is so weak that we're okay with changing our mind constantly. It doesn't take a hard argument for us to change our mind. We're just okay with whatever you say at the time. I have a huge problem with this. The same way I have a huge problem with like conservatives or, Christians kicking people to the curb because of their political beliefs when I look at the art and I go, but I like this song though. Yeah, but did you hear what they said? I don't conflate I don't bring them together. How will you respond to stuff like this? Because I think it's important for your life, because I think the only way to fight back against this kind of crap is stand up for people like J.K. Rowling to be able to express their opinion, even if it's insane. Honestly, who cares? Allow artists to be artists. Allow artists to say crazy things. That's how a lot of them, it's funny, all these rich celebrities coming out against people like this when it's like, you said crazy crap too, dude. Like, what are you talking about? But how will you respond? Because I think it's more important for you and me to think about how we respond in our lives. how we respond in circumstances at work, in front of our friends, in social circumstances, that the more you push back and the more you say your opinion, the more it makes it not sound so fringe by the more voices that are heard. Winston Churchill once said, "You have enemies? Good. That means you stood for something in your life." A lot of people like, I don't want enemies, bro. I just want good vibes only. I'm just down for whatever. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You have to stand for something in life. By not standing for something, you're standing for something. You're standing for not standing for anything. It makes no sense. William Bernbach said, "If you stand for something, you will always find some people for you and some people against you. But if you stand for nothing, you will find nobody against you and nobody for you." And that's what a lot of these celebrities, politicians and stuff like that, they don't want to stand for anything. They don't want to make a stand. They don't want to talk about January 6th. They don't want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. They don't want to talk about any of these things. They stand for nothing. They only stand for themselves when election time comes around. Peter Marshall said, "Unless we stand for something, we shall fall for anything." And that's a lot of our culture today. Is that our culture is just susceptible and will believe anything as long as it's the science, as long as it's the narrative coming out with truth and facts for them to just believe whatever. Tell me how to think. Tell me how to feel. That's why social media and the media shuts down any kind of truth or any kind of rebuke on their narrative because they're worried about their narrative. Dick Ike said, "Today's mighty oak is just yesterday's nut that held its ground." And I want to encourage you to be a nut. I want to encourage you to be a nut so one day you will be an oak. Because I think it's important. Stand your ground. If you believe in something so much so that you're willing to lose your job over it. We live in such a weak culture where it's like, I don't want to speak up. I didn't want to lose my job. I'd rather lose my soul. I'd rather sell my soul than stand for something. I'd rather lose my identity. I'd rather lose who I am and where my foundation is laid than stand for something. Because that's scary. It's scary. And I agree it is scary. It's hard. No one said it's easy. Today's mighty oak is just yesterday's nut held its ground. Be that oak. Dream to be the oak. I'm not saying you should believe in anything. Make sure what you believe in has some facts and relevance, and people also believe it, because that's a good indication too. if you're the only one like this has got to be true. Everyone else is saying actually it's not, and here's the facts, and you're like stand for something, believe in something, believe it so much so that you're willing to create the most incredible collection of books. And I'm not saying critique like as a Derek O'Shea Rotten Tomatoes score. I'm saying that it's the most read book, celebrated movie series. I constantly watch them. I don't care. I love the Harry Potter series. There's a whole theme park, amusement park for this book. To say it's not an incredible piece of work is just, you're just lying. It's just like when everyone is celebrating something and you're like, I don't like it. Okay, pretentious prick. Let me know your thoughts on this. Be the nut. Stand for something. Believe in something. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in to Derek O'Shea Show. Again, if you want to support my show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. I'd greatly appreciate it. Links in the bio. Share this on every platform. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. And I hope you guys have a freaking fantastic rest of the day. If I see something other piece of news, I will do another segment. But this really stuck out to me, besides what's going on with Kyle Rittenhouse, and we will wait for that verdict to come down as, new HD footage came out, of course. Have a great day, and as always, I'll see you on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show.